we got to talk about Black Panther. I know we've been dying to talk about Black Panther.
It's been a while since we've seen that.
It's been a while, but it still resonates with me. Just how emotional it was. Yeah. How it really pulled the strings, you know. We went to go watch it, and immediately, as soon as it starts, man, Chadwick Boseman.
Ooh, right
tribute
off the bat.
right off the bat. Mackenzie cried.
Mm-hmm.
Curtis cried.
I did.
Curtis was on my shoulder. I'm like, it's all good, bro.
I did.
I cried a little
Sorry
bit.
about that.
No,
Yeah.
it's cool. My shirt was a little wet, but
okay, cool.
Regardless, though, man,
Yeah,
that movie, bro. So let's get into the whole touching tribute first. It's crazy to me how the movie starts, and yes, in Marvel, you know, like it was a tribute to T'Challa's death in the universe, but they paralleled it with the death of Chadwick Boseman to the tooth. You know what I mean? It, like precisely, it felt like not just the tribute to T'Challa, but the tribute to Chadwick.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was crazy.
It was, dude. I didn't expect that. I didn't know how they were gonna go about it.
Yeah,
but that hit.
It hit, and then you see Shuri's AI explaining how he has this virus going through his body, and she's trying everything she can to try to form some kind of solution to you know, save his brother.
Right.
And so he died of this unknown disease, which again, in real life, Chadwick Boseman died of cancer that no one knew about. He didn't make it public. So that parallel there, that's I think what made it super emotional, and it really hit.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, that tribute in the beginning, because that is literally how the movie starts, and then you kind of go into that, and then it goes into the Marvel, you know, intro, and it's just silence.
Yeah,
it's
moment of silence.
Just a moment of silence, and I remember I was just like, I got chills, bro. Like,
dude,
I got absolute chills, and they have I don't know if the Marvel intro starts after they have like the ceremony for him, but the ceremony too, because you have the close-ups on the family's faces even too. So it was just, and they had a mural of Chadwick too. So it just, there was a couple times in that movie where I was definitely like tearing up. For
absolutely.
Sure.
And kind of touching on that point with the funeral they had, it felt like the audience was there.
Yeah, it
in
did.
the funeral, attending the funeral. It felt like we were there attending the funeral.
Yeah, it really did. It was really emotional.
Absolutely. So, man, that hit. Hit. But then getting into the film, there were reports that they were going to go in this direction anyway, even before Chadwick died. Okay. Let's say if Chadwick were to be alive and he was in this film, they were mentioning how this would have been the plot anyways.
Gotcha.
Right? Where you had what is what's the place called again?
What place are you talking about?
The underwater city.
Oh, it was
Talokan. Yeah, it was Talokan. And then you had Namor.
Right.
Oh my God. So let's get into that. What'd you think of Talokan? What'd you think of Namor, and what'd you think of his people?
Well, when they showed it, so he kind of lives in an Atlantis kind of esque world somewhat, and it was dark. Like it was a really beautiful scenery, but it was really dark in there, and it kind of felt like it was very separate from the rest of the world. Yeah, how you had to get there and stuff. 100%. But it was really cool world building. I mean, and I really liked the storyline between, you know, Wakanda and what was the name of the place again? Talokan. I liked the dynamic and like the storyline between them trying to figure some stuff out.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you see the similarities between the two nations and kind of the two. Just the two people, the two locations. And it's crazy because in this film, it's made known that Wakanda isn't the only place that had vibranium. You know how like they had the crater crash down onto Earth in Wakanda with the vibranium. Well, now another actual crater landed in the ocean, which gave Talokan its powers. You know what I mean? So,
which was probably shocking.
It was shocking, absolutely. I mean, you saw Ramona, or Queen, I guess, Ramona, like mention it, like that changes everything. Yeah, like that changes everything, like the religious aspect, the power aspect. Wow, now what? Like, how long have these people had vibranium? Right. You see, like, U.S. authorities trying to mine vibranium, which is what causes the plot to begin in the first place. Namor gets pissed. Why are humans now trying to come to our place and get this? That's why he approaches Wakanda. Your people did this, blah, blah, blah. What'd you think of what's her name? The other side character who made the Iron Man-esque suit, like the Ironheart?
Yeah. Is that her name, Ironheart?
No, but that's what her show is going to be called.
Oh, gotcha.
And I guess that's her name.
But I thought she was a cool character. I thought, I mean, she went to school somewhere, right? She was like, I mean, she was super
MIT.
smart. MIT, yeah. I don't know. She kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't know how they knew her or what. I didn't know why they were trying to find her in the first place. But overall, I liked her character. I mean, she didn't take anything away from the movie to me.
So Riri Williams.
That was
her
name. Gotcha. Yeah.
And
that was her character name.
Yeah, Riri Williams, right? Williams, and okay. Her whole thing was that she made this contraption that can sense vibranium and detect it, and then her professor is the one who sold it to the government.
That's right.
Okay. And then they took it and used it to advance the plot, right? So they were after her to try to get her, like, why did you build this? Why did you give it? And she was like, I didn't do nothing. I just made this for class. My professor said I couldn't make it, and I proved him wrong.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what kickstarted all of it.
That's right.
In terms of her being in the film, honestly, I feel like if she was in the film would have been the same.
Yeah.
Personally, she was cool. I liked her acting, but in terms of what she really provided, I don't know.
I agree. I mean, I don't think she added much. I did like her acting, like you said, but if she was in this movie, if she wasn't, it probably would have been pretty much the same movie. Yeah. All I remember is them meeting her, her being kind of captured for a little bit, and then her fighting a little bit at the end. Yeah. And that's kind of my that's my memory of her pretty much. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So
what do you think of the other characters in the film?
They were all it was a lot of the cast from Black Panther, right?
Yeah, the original.
I think they all did a good job. I thought the mom or the queen, right?
The Queen Ramona, yeah.
Queen Ramona, yeah. She I thought she was kind of a standout in this movie.
Absolutely, actually. That speech she gave, where she was like, "Have I not suffered enough?" Dude, she was yelling. Man, that was that gave me chills. I was like, "Wow, that's powerful."
Same, yeah. I would say she was definitely my standout character, and I thought that do you know the name of the main actress that? What's the main character's name in that?
Shuri.
Yeah,
Shuri.
Yeah, I should know that. No, Shuri. She did a good job too. I thought she did a good job.
For sure, bro. Let's touch upon that, dude. She ends up becoming the Black Panther through so Namor gave her kind of one of their what was it, like a little bracelet that contained traces of their plant that also had DNA of like the construct of what makes vibranium, and from that she was actually able to replicate in her lab another herb flower that then was able to be broken down into the liquid they drink to turn her into Black Panther. So it was interesting the way she took it and what happened from there.
That was interesting. To see Killmonger,
that's the first person that was insane.
That's crazy, yeah.
So you see it's revealed because obviously you drink it and you go into the plane of where you see the ancestral plane, and a lot of people. I was expecting either Chadwick Boseman somehow, or maybe her mom, because this happened after her mom passed away, right, in the movie. But to see the chair turn, and it's Michael B. Jordan, I was like, bro, what is that?
That was, I know. I'd be like, I'd be kind of pissed, bro.
Yeah, aren't you filming Creed 3?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Aren't you busy?
Yeah, why are you here, bro? That was cool though, bro. Just that menacing, that force he carried with him, bro.
Yeah.
He was so menacing.
He's a good character.
Yeah,
and Michael B. Jordan does a great job playing him.
Absolutely. And I like how when they were having that discussion, she was like, I'm nothing like you. And he's like, yes, you are. Why are you here? For vengeance. Right. He's like, you can either be a soft leader like your brother, or you can get shit done like me. I'm like, damn, okay. All right.
Okay, Killmonger.
My bad, bro.
Killmonger movie.
Yeah, that'd dude, that was cool. I was hoping to see him.
I know.
And I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
I like how
they did it too, because it kind of was like off-putting a little bit how they did it.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that at all, really.
That was a good way to put it, off-putting. That's exactly how that made me feel.
Yeah, because I didn't know how to feel about Shuri after that. I'm like, why is Killmonger the first person she's seen?
Yeah, and it says a lot about her mentality.
Right.
Because she saw him for a reason.
Right.
So she was out for vengeance and revenge.
Right, and this is during a big moment.
Huge.
Right? I mean, this is when she's about to become Black Panther.
Huge. So, yeah, her mom just died, right? There's no leader, bro. Wakanda is without a leader. Huge moment. And then they have the fight at the end with Namor and stuff, and she saves his life because she doesn't want to turn out like Killmonger.
Right.
She's like, you know what? That's not me. So I'm going to go with the way of my people, of my brother, and what he stood for, which is cool. It was touching. I like how they connected it back to that. And then let's talk about the end credits scene. T'Challa had a son that we didn't know about.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah. Dude, there's a lot of emotional moments.
A lot of emotional moments. So they ended up having a son with Nakia. That's her name. Nakia, which Lupita, the actress did a great job, I think, with Nakia. I think her performance is super good, bro. Bringing her back, tying her into the plot. So T'Challa and her had a son, also named T'Challa, and he wasn't included because their way of thinking was we didn't want him to feel the pressure of the throne. We didn't want him to feel the pressure of the politics, being involved in all these things. We just wanted him to be a normal kid. They moved him out to where did they move him out to?
It was because she had been secluded for a while.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. She hadn't been in Wakanda for a while.
Huh? Haiti. Yes, it was Haiti. Thank you. Shout out Mackenzie. Yeah, so they were living in Haiti and stuff. So at the very end, when Shuri's crying at the fire after burning her funeral dress, which kind of signaled that, moving on from that death and the trauma, she brings out T'Challa, baby T'Challa.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that? I wasn't expecting that.
That was touching, bro. I mean, that's another way to. I mean, now you can kind of continue Black Panther in a different direction, and get someone to kind of play that role a little bit. I mean, unless it's going to be Shuri for the rest of the cinematic universe. I kind of feel
I don't think they will.
I don't think it will be either, but I think that is a way of getting, another person to go into the Black Panther role. And
absolutely.
It was a touching way to do it. And, I mean, it definitely was like a tear-jerking scene for sure. So I liked it. I really liked it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, like, story-wise, like, Shuri isn't going to be the leader of Wakanda. In fact, I think they were insinuating, or they even showed it, that M'Baku was now going to be, the leader of Wakanda. He has that leadership role. And he was kind of being that mentor to Shuri throughout the whole movie, kind of being there for her, giving her the advice. And I think M'Baku is just a strong character in general. I think, hard-headed, leadership-wise, I think he's a good fit for that throne. And then Shuri is the Black Panther. What'd you think of her as a Black Panther?
I mean, like, what about her being the Black Panther?
Just her being the Black Panther in general. I mean, her suit was kind of cool. I like the gold accents.
Yeah. I liked, especially for this movie, sending Chadwick off, and it makes sense to have it be his sister be the Black Panther, and I think she did a good job. I will say that I thought she was a little forgettable, like, in a way, like, as far as, like, I didn't really remember the action sequences that too much. The end scene was cool, but that is pretty much the main fighting I remember for the most part, was that last scene. She was badass, though. I mean, she was badass, and I liked her. Yeah, she did a good job.
Yeah, for sure. Another fighting sequence that I really remember was when they're on top of the bridge, and when the Talokan people first showed themselves, when they came out of the water, remember? And then they kidnapped Shuri and Riri Williams. You saw that big Talokan soldier. Remember that they had the breathing apparatuses with the water?
Right. Yeah.
Those guys were sick, bro. Yeah. Those guys were cool, and it showed, like, formidable opponents to the Wakandan warriors. Like, hey, we're equal, bro. Don't sleep on us. We're strong. And they were. Yeah,
it definitely was a wake-up call for them, for sure.
Absolutely, which I think they needed.
Yeah.
But now there's this weird tension between, the U.S. and Wakanda as a nation in the movie. Like, it seems like there's growing tensions, and there's, like, possibly a war that can come from it, just based on, like, what Wakanda's doing, what they're doing with the Vibranium, why they're being so secretive. So there's, like, this weird plot where the tension is super... it's a heavy tension between the nations. So I'm curious to see how that relationship between the U.S. and Wakanda goes forward in the future.
Could be another war movie.
Maybe.
We got Civil War, now we got another one coming, possibly. I don't know. Who knows?
The soundtrack for the Wakanda Forever, there were some cool songs in there. I can't remember, like, the names of them.
Wasn't a Kendrick Lamar.
No, it wasn't.
Produced
it wasn't
soundtrack by any means. But
no, but I think it fit.
Yeah,
it was really cool. I forgot what song it was, but I like the song they played over when they were introducing Talokan as a city, where you had the underwater sequence, and it was kind of like, I don't want to say like a dubstep or kind of like a dance hall type beat, but you definitely feel the bass and stuff, and it was really cool. You see all the people swimming.
Yeah, definitely. It was solid, dude.
Yeah, it was
solid.
Cool.
It was a good movie. It was, as far as 2022, it was probably definitely my favorite Marvel movie for sure.
Oh, there you go.